All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 79 of the On Air Advocate, where at the On Air Advocate, we look to provide education, support, and empowerment for all of those with different abilities, mental and medical illnesses, and their caregivers. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Tammy Flynn, and I am the host and producer of the On Air Advocate, and I am super excited if you are here this evening joining us, or if you are catching it on the replay. Now, as always, if you think that any of the stuff we're talking about tonight could be relevant or helpful for any of your friends, family, or network, please hit the share button and share the love. Now, as you guys know, we are in our Alopecia Awareness Week. We're in all last week, and tonight is our wrap up of that. And I couldn't be more excited tonight than to have, all the way from Chicago with the Cubs, and then we're here in Milwaukee, Paula and Rosie Quinn, alopecia advocates and the founder of Coming Up Rosies. And so I'm so excited to have you guys here tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you. Such a pleasure.
Yes, and as I said, they're in Chicago and they're taking it with great pride that it's okay, right? That they lost today.
Can't win them all, right?
Right, and didn't they win the World Series last year? The Cubs did?
Not last year, but two years ago.
2 years ago. Okay, so they won. I don't know when we won. I don't know. I should probably look that up.
Yeah, I don't know.
We won. It was a really long time ago. But I am so excited to hear more about your journey and sharing it with others, because it's such an inspirational one, and the twist that you guys decided to take as your family, and then you guys being the founders of Coming Up Rosies and sharing all of that with us. So Paula, I don't know if you want to kind of take it away and we can begin.
So my name is Paula and this is Rosie. We are in Chicago, and we began this journey when Rosie was 2.5 years old. We noticed that over a period of a week, we go into her bedroom and there would be fistfuls of her brown curly hair just on the pillow. So we were a little perplexed, and we thought, this is strange. Maybe she was stressed out that I went back to work from maternity leave when her little sister Caroline was born, or maybe she's pulling out her hair. I don't know. So about after a week, it was just getting progressively worse, the hair loss.
So this was in a short duration of time.
Very short. It happened really quickly. I think that's why we were a little alarmed. So we went to the pediatrician, and I thought it was stress, and he's like, actually it's alopecia. So he sent us to the best specialist in Chicago at Lurie Children's Hospital, Dr. Mancini, who we adore.
Oh, yeah, I would like it.
And the diagnosis was alopecia, an autoimmune disease, and there's no known cure. We did go through a round of steroids for her just to kind of, stop any further loss. But by that point, 90% of her hair was gone. So
that's 100%.
And now it's 100%. Bald is
now, does she have Rosie, do you have eyebrows and eyelashes?
I don't have eyebrows, but I have eyelashes. So it's kind of weird because alopecia universalis is your whole head that you lose in your whole body. And it's kind of weird that my eyelashes started to go back.
Yeah, the last 6 months they started to come back. So I think that's the tricky part about this disease. Your hair can grow back and it can never happen again. You could have another episode. Your eyelashes can grow back. One eyebrow can go back. So
yeah, but there's nothing they can do about it. There's nothing they can fix. So if my hair started to grow back, I wouldn't need any treatment because you already know what you have.
Exactly.
Right.
So,
right. What about? I know that Deirdre, she was talking a little bit about that, about nose hairs inside of her, because I know that for colds and allergies and getting sick and stuff, that can be sometimes more of even a medical issue, can bring on other issues that way.
Yeah, nose hairs. Sometimes, she's just always cold. I mean, it could be 90 degrees outside, and I think that it's a testament that we have body hair for a reason. It helps to protect our skin. It helps, gives us a layer of warmth.
I do not have any of that. I only get peach fuzz.
Yeah, she's a little peach fuzz, but Rosie is just always chilly, so we make sure that we always have a hat or a sweatshirt or a blanket. And at night she gets cold.
Yeah, so tomorrow we heard it's gonna be 80 degrees, but I probably will still be pretty cold.
What's going on? It's like 30 and then it's going to be 80 and now we're supposed to have a tornado like in a little while, both of us.
I know, the weather is playing tricks on us for sure.
Wait, where are you right now? Are you in Chicago?
No, but I'm real close down. I'm close to Lake Geneva, which is the border between you guys. So we're pretty close together. So my weather looks kind of yucky outside, probably just like yours.
Yeah.
So
Right
you're
in
in
this moment.
Wisconsin?
Yeah.
In Wisconsin. Yeah. Now, genetically, Rosie, did any of your other family members or Paula have this?
No, I was the first one to get it in my whole entire family.
Yeah, it's interesting. We had done 23andMe because alopecia areata was one of the markers that they had tested for. So we had done 23andMe, and Rosie, no one else in our family has it. Rosie has a high risk for it, and obviously she has it, so that makes sense. But no one else. This is the first. I'd never heard of alopecia before her diagnosis. I didn't even know what it was.
But something is really weird that it is just kind of. It's not weird, but it's kind of cool that I'm 3% German.
Yeah. So
I'm German too.
Yeah, because we're mostly Italian, but there's some German. I know.
How much?
I don't. It doesn't matter.
Italian.
I don't know, 56%. But anyway, let's go back to alopecia. We're not.
Your show is going to take a whole different twist.
Yeah, we're going to give you a whole different podcast. Let's stay on track, okay? All right. Anyway, so we had never heard of alopecia. Rosie's the first one, and the only one to our knowledge. I mean, maybe some ancestor many years ago, but
Now, what about when you went to that doctor that first time when she was 2.5 and this rapidly started happening? Did they give you any statistics on really how many little kids that young? Is there a larger population that it happens at that young age, or is it more kind of that mid-teen into 20 age that it usually happens?
Yeah, so her severity does not happen at this age. So it's very rare for young children to have total hair loss, especially on their head. It usually happens like in your 20s, 30s. Some people it happens in their 50s and 60s. But for her case, at such a young age, that he did say it is rare for that to occur.
For that to occur at that young of an age. I mean, and you had, Rosie, I was looking, you had a lot of hair. You know what I'm saying? So for even that, I mean, you had a lot of hair for your age, you know, and then to have
born with hair. We're Italian, so we have a lot. All of us have a lot of hair. She was born with a full head of hair. I mean, I had heartburn when she was, in my tummy. And the wives' tale is that, your child's gonna have a lot of hair, and she came out and she had a whole head of hair, and I don't know. It just her body, the immune system decided to attack itself and.
Now, Rosie, do you know all the different types of alopecia that you can tell me about? Is there a couple different kinds that you can share with the audience?
Oh, yeah. So the only other one I know is alopecia areata. That is patches. I think that's the only other alopecia. There's other alopecias like little dots on your skin. I think that's a different disease, but there's other alopecias I do not know about.
Well, there's 3. So there's areata, which is the patches, like little coins.
Universalis is what I have.
Universalis is all over body. And then totalis is just your head, just your scalp. But you have your eyebrows and your eyelashes. And I will say the universalis, of the 1% of people who have alopecia, then there's another, of that 1% has the universalis. So again, it's a very, very small percentage of people who have the all over universalis.
But what is funny is that I just FaceTime with one of my friends who has universalis too. She's in Green Bay though, so it's hard to contact.
Yeah. She's in Green Bay with the Packers.
I know. So as you said, we have met a lot of other children Rosie's age, and we've kind of created a bond. No matter where we live, we like to FaceTime with them and keep in touch. And there's not a lot of kids in Chicago, that have. Right.
In the surrounding. Are you, Rosie, the only girl in your kid in your class that has this?
Actually, my whole entire school.
In her whole entire school.
In her whole entire school. So I can just tell, do you teach everybody about it? You let them know what's going on?
Well, so I have a charity called Coming Up Rosies. You probably have heard about that.
Class.
Yeah, but I've told my class about what I have, alopecia. And the whole school knows about it. So whenever I see someone, they know me from my hair loss. So they're like, hey, Rosie.
Well, and so the funny part is when we went to this alopecia conference this last June in Phoenix, there was a breakout session for children, parents, and how they address alopecia in school. And so everyone was saying, oh, I talked to the principal right before I went to school. We had a book. We did all this. And it came to my husband and I, Larry and I, and they said, well, what did you do to prepare your school? And I mean, bad parents, we didn't. I think we just forgot that she had alopecia, and we don't think of her as bald or having a difference. It's kind of Rosie's Rosie. And so we show up to her first day of school to meet the teacher, and the teacher was like, oh my goodness. Oh, hi, how are you? And I'm like, Rosie has alopecia. And the teacher asked Rosie, how did you want to tell your friends? And she's like, I want to tell them. So she got up in front of her class and told her friends about alopecia and what she has, and she's not sick, and she's fine, and she can run and jump and do all the things that everyone else can do, but she just might look a little different. So we were very proud of her for that, because she just kind of owns it.
Awesome, Rosie. And I bet you can sing. I'm going to hear that later when we're off the air. You're hiding that from me. But I think that that's so important that you are teaching kids about it, because when people are knowledgeable about stuff and they actually understand it, that's what kind of stomps out a lot of times some of that bullying and stuff that happens, is that sometimes when kids don't understand why something looks different or why something's different, that sometimes promotes that, that bullying. So I commend you, Rosie, for standing up and letting everybody know about it. So you guys went on this journey, 2.5 years old. You really didn't know anything but that, because she was so young in the hair loss area. And now, she's at school doing that. When did all of the things kind of turn for you guys that you decided, like, hey, we're going to put together a foundation. Hey, we're going to make some really cool, awesome things for other kids. How did that all come to be?
So I'll start, and then you can tell your part. So I'll tell my part. So our part was when she was about 3. So we decided no secret, no shame. She's just going to wear a hat, own her baldness. And because she wasn't interested in a wig. She didn't even like anything in her head. So we're like, okay, we're just going to take your lead on this. So even though she was okay and comfortable and confident with her baldness, we would be out and about at the grocery store or Starbucks or what have you. And there were curious comments, not mean comments, but curious comments from children.
Well, I also got a lot of mean comments.
Yes, we did get a lot of mean comments, but more nice comments and curious comments than the mean ones.
Yeah.
So we noticed that she just didn't like people pointing or staring, and so we would encourage her to wave and smile and introduce herself. And so my husband and I, one night, we're talking, we're like, okay, what can we do for Rosie so that she can feel confident? And we have this idea of, she loved to paint. So we took one of her paintings and I had it printed on a headscarf, because it would be really cool.
But it was my idea.
Well, so hold on. So we figured it out. We made the first headscarf out of our most prized painting.
And I spent 5 minutes looking.
Because are you an artist, Rosie?
Yeah, if you want to see a painting after we're done.
Okay, I do. I definitely want to see a painting.
So we gave it to her, and what did you do? This is where Rosie's story comes.
I spent 5 minutes looking in the mirror.
And what were you doing? You're just
smiling.
smiling.
I was smiling. And then 5 minutes later, I said I want to give this to bald children. My mom's like, oh, I don't think we can do that. So I kept on begging her and begging her. And so she said, okay, well, I just might quit work and we could start a little company. And she thought, oh, this won't be such a big deal. She thought that actually.
But you knew it would be a big deal, right? You knew it was going to be big. You knew that.
But within 10 minutes, we had over 100 people. So we put pictures on Facebook, and in 10 minutes we had 101 people
responding
Facebook.
And
and asking questions and wanting to get them and all of that.
Yeah, so that was really surprising. So then that's how it turned into a charity so quickly because we got so many donations.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the permission to turn to a charity.
Yeah. So, I mean, at first, I guess my first mistake was when I was starting up this company. I'd never done this before. And I just thought, okay, we'll just have an online company. We'll donate the proceeds, to headscarves for the children at the Children's Hospital. But we'll just sell scarves, just to kind of fund our mission. And shortly thereafter launching, it was very clear. And I was ambivalent. I was like, oh, is this a charity? Is this a business? And 10 minutes, an hour after launching, I was like, oh, wow, this is really a charity, just because the overwhelming response we received of people seeing our story and wanting, I want to donate. I want to give a headscarf. I want to give a canvas and some paint to the Children's Hospital. Can you help us? So,
it was overwhelming.
It was. And it's great because I think that, Coming Up Rosies isn't necessarily about me. It's not about Rosie. It's about us taking this difference in this, the situation and kind of helping others.
Right.
Because not every child is as confident as Rosie. I mean, I'm not even as confident as Rosie. So
it's that German in you, Rosie.
It's German in you. So we just, we want to help other people and help other kids feel good about themselves, because it's not fun looking and being different, And,
yeah.
So can you explain to the audience exactly like kind of the mission of Coming Up Rosies and exactly what you do? So I know that there's artwork and somehow it gets transferred onto a scarf, but then I had read something about some capes. So can you fill the missing blanks in there a little bit for me?
Can you walk through the process of what we donate? And
yeah, so we send the kids a kit like with paint and paintbrushes, and then a canvas, and not a big canvas, but like a mini canvas, about that big. They can paint on it with the child life specialist or someone, or like their mom and dad, and then they take a picture of it, and then that couple would send the picture to us, and we print it on a headscarf, neck scarf, or like it's a neck scarf but connected in a whole circle and like a loop.
Okay.
That's Infinity scarf.
Or the third thing that we just added
is a superhero cape, and we're thinking about pillowcases.
What we are?
I
love the pillowcase idea, because then I could have one too. I could actually have a superhero scarf. My son would love that.
Oh, I know.
Do you have one nearby you? I know that maybe you guys didn't grab one. Do you have it?
Who love to sleep.
I don't have. I
have what?
I don't have a. Do you want to go get a cape upstairs? Just show her.
I mean, if you really want to see it.
Do you have a cape, and do you have one of those, like the kit? Anything that you have. If you have a one scarf, can you bring anything?
We don't have anything
here,
but let me check.
Yeah. So
okay,
we'll run up and get like a cape.
And Paula, so what is the mission? The whole entire mission behind, and then for the coming into the future, what is the goals for Coming Up Rosies?
So, I mean, our original mission is just to where every child goes to sleep, feeling good about their differences. And there's a lot of children facing medical journeys that are tough. And I think we have kind of included this art therapy element to help us with our mission. So, providing an outlet of creativity for these children to do, whether they're in the hospital, whether they're around a McDonald house, whether at their home in their bed. They can use this bedside activity, create something that they're proud of, and just wear it. So we've done a lot of events like at the Ronald McDonald House where, siblings will help make capes or headscarves for their siblings that are going through treatment. We've done events at the NICU where mothers will do a painting for their children, their babies. They'll do like footprints and make them into swaddling scarves.
So very therapeutic. It can be actually for everyone.
It's very therapeutic for a lot of people. And I think we've had a lot of requests of people, a friend or a child is diagnosed with cancer or some medical illness, and, you feel so helpless. And so I get a lot of requests like, I want to, there's nothing I can do. So can I give this gift? Can I give this to this child to make them feel, better? So it's kind of evolved into this long and short art therapy program, empowering children to embrace their differences, feel good about themselves. If you ask Rosie, good thing she's not here, but if you ask Rosie, she's like, I want all the children who are sick to have this. in all the hospitals.
And have you done that? Have you pursued that through Child Life Specialists, like in all of the Midwest, to have the access that they can utilize the art kits and stuff?
Yeah, so we are in every single children's hospital. There's in every hospital in Illinois that deals with children. So there's about 12 hospitals. We're in the Ronald McDonald houses. We have a couple partnerships just because of people randomly hearing our story. We've done big scarf parties with children in Dublin, Ireland. We've done a couple partnerships with the Alopecia Foundation in Australia.
Oh yeah, Australia. That was fun.
Which is kind of fun. We donated all the scarves, and basically they had a contest for all the alopecians to submit artwork. They chose 12 designs, and then they sold them as a fundraiser for alopecia. So we've done a lot of nice partnerships, but right now we're just kind of contained to Illinois. We'd love to
Children's Hospital of Wisconsin. They need to know
we can
about
get into
this.
Children's Hospital of Wisconsin for sure, but it's when people hear about the program, they're overjoyed. They're like, oh, of course. It's just the funding piece is very difficult. And because we are a small charity, but we're working on that.
Oh, we're not small.
Well, we're not small. We're big.
So I brought some stuff.
Okay, show me.
So I have a headscarf.
I'll do this so you can see. There. So this is the headscarf.
So here's a headscarf you can wear on your head.
It's like a tube. It's like a stretchy tube. Do you
tube.
want to demonstrate how it works?
Yes.
This is how you can wear it. So, and I made this purple design. So you can wear it like this. Flashy.
Okay.
Flashy.
You can
I
wear
like it.
For the kids, for like the toddlers, if they want one if there's one that has alopecia and they want a scarf like this, the infinity scarves and these are a little bit, the bigger scarves are a little bit more, so they could wear it like an infinity scarf. Right?
Okay. Because it would be a little bit bigger on them.
And we learn so we go to these events for alopecia, and you see a lot of alopecia people with all types of different alopecia. That's how I met my friend Lauren, who I just FaceTimed, and someone else taught us how to make a beanie out of the headscarf. So first you would flip it inside out. See?
Okay.
And then you take the top and twist it. It doesn't matter if it unravels, just take a part of it. And you can make it as big or as small as you want. So it stretches, so where I'm making it kind of small so it fits on my head. And then I'm going to take this and bunch it up like that. And then flip it back, and there's still the knot in there, so it's in a little bag. And then you put it on your head like that. It's kind of big on me.
Oh, I love it.
And keep your head warm.
And is that one a little bit bigger of a one if you were going to make it into a scarf?
That was a kid size. We have a medium size for an adult. If an adult wanted a headscarf, we have a little bit bigger size or a stretchier size.
And then this is the neck scarf.
And this is the neck scarf. This is not an infinity scarf. It's just a big square.
But if someone does the painting, we have it printed.
So I also made this painting. You can make it as a shawl. I made that up. I figured out how to do the shawl part. So you take this and you do this. And you make sure it's on your shoulders. And then you take two sides.
Okay.
And then you tie those two sides together. And this is pretty hard. Hold on. It's cooperating. Okay. And then, wait, hold on.
That's okay.
Not sorry.
That's okay.
It's difficult.
I love it.
Then you could tie it. And there you go.
It's a little fashionista.
I know.
Some women actually will wear this as a headscarf too, because it's kind of, very fashionable.
Have you guys found that there have been many women who have reached out to you that are going through treatment for cancer, or kids that are as well?
I've gotten some requests for women, and it's just, our scope right now is focusing on children, but if someone ever emails us, we're a charity, I never say no. Yeah.
Right.
But that's
And even
another.
for kids, though, kids that have cancer and losing their hair, the scarves obviously all, fit the same and could be used for the same.
Exactly. And then also, like, when it comes to capes too, it's kind of a nice dynamic because it's just for anyone who is going through some sort of.
Who doesn't want a cape?
I know.
Like, it needs to say "Mom's on a mission."
For boys, I mean, the headscarf idea is kind of for like the girls, but like the boys might want a superhero cape.
Exactly. And this is actually kind of fun. Do you want to show her how?
Oh yeah.
That just.
So this is the tester scarf, so it's all black.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's
Sorry.
okay.
Just kidding. It's not colorful.
I love it. It says Rosie on it.
I also drew this design myself.
So the nice thing about our art, we always provide canvases, but if people aren't into painting and they would just rather do marker and coloring, any piece of art on an 8.5 by 10 or 11 piece of paper, we can print. So
like a headscarf, neck scarf, anything.
Yeah. So it's kind
of
nice.
does that cape fit just about anybody? It's like got a large piece of Velcro.
Yeah.
And the Velcro is annoying because look, the Velcro is
on the sample.
We fixed that. See.
It was kind of scratching Rose's
neck.
So we had to we adjusted it with the maker.
So it helps you.
But
it's much comfortable.
So we have the capes, and then we have the scarves, and then we have the head. Oh, and your business card. You're a girl after my heart, Rosie.
I signed up myself.
Well, and you know what the nice part about this is that whenever we get a request and we package up the child's scarf or cape, Rosie is very sweet. She always writes a letter to the child, and it's really nice when she signs her name. And
my mom writes the letter, but I sign my name.
She signs it, and we write it together because it's a lot of writing.
Because I'm always at school normally.
Right, you got to do that school thing. You have to do that. So the next thing is that you guys are thinking about pillowcases. I love that idea, Rosie. So I'll keep telling your mom that.
I'd love to go above and beyond.
Okay, we can talk about that. I've been in business for a long time, like since I've been 15. So
I want to do pillowcases because I'm not the one printing down stuff. I'm not the one doing the work while I'm at school, Mom.
Oh my goodness, pillowcases. Wow. Okay. Well, we might need to raise a little bit more money.
So how can people support Coming Up Rosie?
They can go on our website and they can donate, or they can donate money.
Okay.
But if you want to donate a certain amount of kits, it's kind of funky with the money for the price, because
what do you mean?
I'm just saying they're kind of
I think it's
kind of funky because I asked, $2 would be 2 kits, or like
so Rosie doesn't understand the math, but however on our website it's hard because we just accept dollar amounts, so
that's
however you want. But if you wanted to set up a program like at a hospital, and we usually, like when we go into a new hospital, we set up, we usually provide 20 canvases, and that's usually $500. So I think, and there isn't a way on our website to be like, I want to set up a program. It's just kind of like your dollar amount. So we take anything.
So we just had a race that was really fun. So we
was that to go towards Coming Up Rosies? I mean, or were you part of it, or were they raising money for your organization?
Raising money for our charity. So it's our one fundraising event.
But we might do it next year.
We will. So this is our first year. So it was really fun.
It was our experimenting year, so the music could have been a little louder, and there could be more music and more active music. I'm just saying.
I mean, are you looking at my
just
boss?
Saying.
My boss is very particular on
am
what.
I actually your boss? Are you just being sarcastic?
I don't know, Rosie. I'm just a mom. I don't know.
So we're gonna take and put all the information up so that people can donate if they want. They can find out more. Obviously, Paula, people could reach out to you if they have an organization, a hospital, if they want to do something as a group. In any way, shape, or form.
If there's other parents out there that want, have a child with alopecia, if they just want to talk, please email. I found that going to the national conference with the National Alopecia Foundation has helped, but it's also, when you first get diagnosed, you don't know what to do. You're nervous, and so if there's any parents out there that want to email or talk about their experiences, that's fine too. I think that's kind of, we're all in this together. So any way that we can help each other.
Now, Rosie, I was going to ask you, you know, if there are parents that, you know, see that you're on and want to show their kids that are going through this, what would be your advice to the kids and what would be your advice to the parents?
So my advice to the kids is that, so a lot of the kids like to wear, like to cover up their difference, but I would just tell them to wear this scarf, and it gives you power to defend yourself from those bullies. But I also tell them that those bullies, every night when they come home, like after school or something, or enrichment, they always bully themselves. That's why they're bullying other people. So I give them like some advice, you know.
Right.
But we're always open for FaceTiming. But do you know what is really cool? We got to see a Uber driver who thinks she has alopecia in Washington, D.C. when we were like having a little meeting there for one day. And she was really sweet. So that was cool. And she was thinking she was getting alopecia areata, which is like, so that was actually kind of cool.
And we gave her like all the information for the National Alopecia Organization. So she was like, "Oh my goodness, this is great! I'm so happy that I met you because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go, and she was nervous." And
we told her, "Don't worry, it does not hurt. There's like nothing they can do about it if you have alopecia."
Well, and she's not alone. There's 6 million people affected by this disease.
I know, it's so cool. 6 million.
Paula, would you say that the National Alopecia Foundation has been your #1 best resource, or would you say there are other resources in Chicago you find, or parent groups, support groups? What have you guys utilized?
So NAF has been exceedingly helpful, just in the sense of been support for my husband and I, but also having this yearly conference and getting everyone together has just been so empowering for Rosie, for us as a family, to know that you aren't alone. But there are great Facebook groups. There's a great Facebook group in Chicago. I think it's all over the U.S. actually. Parents for Children with Alopecia. It's run by Miss Caroline here in Chicago. She's amazing.
She's really nice. And she has alopecia herself.
And she has alopecia herself. So, you know, if you know where to look, there's a lot of resources, but I think for us, the first place that we went to, and our dermatologist actually told us about it, was NAF, and it's just been so helpful. They've given us so many opportunities to advocate and be a legislative liaison on behalf of the organization. So that's how we're able to go to Washington, D.C. to talk about a current HR bill and you know, the Affordable Care Act, and making sure that, you know, it doesn't go away, so that we can, you know, so Rosie can be covered if there is ever a cure. So it's been a great resource for us. I think it's just a great, every parent should just kind of check it out and look into it.
But you'll also get a lot of information this year during the Christmas time, because we're home and it gives us more time to work on Coming Up Rosies. So we'll probably pay more attention to Coming Up Rosies in the winter when, you know, we have nothing to do.
When Rosie has nothing to do. So
nothing to do.
Folks, you heard here first.
So those organizations, when we're done with this live, maybe you could drop that parent group below as well. At least the name of it, so parents have an easier time just searching it, because I know sometimes those are a little bit tricky, you know, to find. For you, you know, for you being the parent in this situation, to other parents, would it be to just seek out, you know, different support units, you know, NAF, all of those places? Was there anything else that you and your husband found very useful?
No, I think we lucked out. We just took Rosie's lead on a lot of this. And it's, in fact, when this first happened, I mean, my husband and I were really like upset and traumatized and, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? And Rosie was just like, Mom, it's just hair. My hair's on vacation. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
I was the one who was calm about it.
Yeah. So I think we just really lucked out, because I've met a lot of families that, you know, they're not in a good place about it, because it is scary. It is, you don't want your child to have a hard time at school, or, even when you're at the grocery store, there's always every day there's someone says something or points, and it's not always bad. It's sometimes it's really, Rosie gets a lot of positive attention from this, but it's hard. Sometimes you just want to be you and yourself and go about your normal life, and not just have to feel like you have to answer to why your child looks different. So it's hard. I think we've just had to really develop a secure and a kind of a thick skin at times, and just keep our head up more for ourselves and for Rosie, because I don't want her to feel like there's anything wrong with her. There's nothing wrong with her. It's just who she is. We all have something. And I think we're just lucky that she is just confident, and she's taking this in stride and teaching us as parents like how to handle this. So that's the beautiful part of all of this, is that, thank you, Rosie, for teaching us. You're amazing. So
she is.
One way to get questions like in the store or anything. And it's also kind of fun because then people buy you like free dessert.
I know. So that's the other thing. So are there pluses? So when that does happen, what do? We always pay it forward.
Yeah, we always pay it forward.
It's never a dull moment over here. So we have to be thankful. We definitely, if someone does something nice for us, like when someone buys us dinner anonymously, then the next time we go to dinner, we buy an anonymous table dinner, and it's just it's a good lesson. And people are really kind. I will say, for the most part, people are they mean well, and they're being very kind, and they're being concerned. So it's, there are some times where you get the not so fun and nice people, and you just kind of say, wow, I wish you could be nicer, and you just walk away.
Shake it off. Yeah, shake it off.
Don't let it get you.
The words of what's it? Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
That's right. Shake it off. Yeah. Now, and I think that you guys are such a profound, inspirational example of when something happens, to a family unit, when there is a medical, health condition that impacts the whole entire family, when something happens that way, turning that negative into a positive and looking out, because now you're not only turning it for your family, but you guys are stretching this out. And Rosie, you are helping so many other kids and giving them inspiration to move forward. And that's what it's really all about, is turning our pain and tragedies and negative things that happen into purpose. And so I love it. I'm all for the pillowcases, Rosie. And talk to your mom about them. I'm all for thinking big.
You can always come to Chicago and help us. You're more than welcome.
I sure can, because I'm not far.
And we'll have you come, and we'll meet you in Wisconsin.
But too bad you don't live in Ohio, because we're getting our puppy there, and we could.
Oh yes, we're getting a puppy. I know.
Oh, what kind of puppy are you getting?
A Bernedoodle, half Bernese Mountain Dog, half poodle. It's already born, and we already. Half Bernese Mountain Dog, half poodle. So a purebred poodle.
Bernedoodle.
A Bernedoodle?
Yeah.
Bernedoodle.
We got it from the breeder Poodles to Doodles in Ohio. I mean, we got to drive all the way to Ohio. I mean, it's going to be a lot of work.
And it's going to be a lot of training, but it's going to be fun. The newest addition to our family. So
once you choose our furniture, you can give us some advice for a puppy if you, know a little bit about dogs, and then you can come and see all the chewed up furniture. Yay!
Oh my goodness. Rosie, Paula, you have too, but Rosie, you have made my whole entire month. Like, I don't need anything else on any show to happen all month long, and you have done it today. You are amazing, the both of you. And when we're done with this live, we will drop all of the information below. We can hopefully get some more funds raised. I mean, I know, I'm thinking in my head, I need some scarves for people. I don't know. And I'm not the best artist, but kids can make some art, right? Parents can make it. Kids can make it.
So we do sell Rosie's scarves that she's made to help. So if you like we have a pink one and a purple one and a color one. So you can always buy one of her scarves or
your creations. Perfect. Well, you'll have to hang on after this show so you can show me one of your art pieces of work. Okay. But we're going to wrap up now, and we're going to let the folks go, because maybe they should be eating dinner or doing something right now. But
Thank you so much for having us. This is such a great experience.
Oh my gosh. I thank you guys so much for being on the show, sharing your story and your journey and all about Coming Up Rosies. If you guys want to find out any more information about Coming Up Rosies, we will put the link right below this live as well as in the content of this live. Or if you go to any of our other social media applications, you'll be able to find it there so that you can be a part and maybe get yourself a scarf for this Christmas for someone as well. So on that, if you guys want any more information about our podcast services we offer, YouTube tutorial videos or more, you can go to onairadvocate.com and visit our website. Or if you would like to become a part of our private community, you can head to the top of this Facebook page, hit the blue button, and become part of our private community that we chat each and every day. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Good night.